What's up, it's Ziva John. I just wanted to show you some of the progress I'm making on the Airogel editor, especially around materials and some lighting. So let's go and call this demo 3. Create a new project. You see we get the default system. We got some lights here. We can mess with those, directional lights. One of the key things that I added was the ability to set materials. So there's now materials we can edit. So like if I want to change like the reflection on this red, I can just toggle that. Save the changes, you see it show up in the editor right there. We can add assets now. So let's say I want to add like a grass, add this as a texture in the materials. I can also add it in the materials too. So let's make this one dirt, and I'll show you that. And then we'll do new texture, choose file, dirt, open, create the material, and you see that it's not loading. All right. That's interesting. Dirt loaded, didn't get applied. Save changes. That's a bug we'll fix. So you can see we can make the dirt. Now we can go ahead and we can take our sphere here. We can apply this material and it shows up right there. So pretty cool now. We've got textures that we can apply to objects. So we'll build on there. We have some new types, right? So we got a cylinder. You see it's this pretty default. Add a material. Let's give it that red. We'll move it around like this. Nothing too fancy. Let's add a capsule. It's another basic type that you can sort of put together with a bunch of things. We'll also give it the dirt color. Move that over there. Run this. You see those are all static. They're not dynamic. Okay, and then we can also have the AI generate colors. So let's add 30 spheres around the platform. 30 spheres. Let's see that move, and we'll do colored chartreuse and puce, which are two very fancy colors. So we'll generate this. We'll just let the AI cook on this. So one of the things that it's doing now is it's going to figure out the scene, figure out what materials need to be made. So it'll add those colored materials. What I'd like to do eventually, now that I've got these assets, is actually hook up one of these image generating LLMs so that we could generate textures through there. So that's on the to-do list. And I think that's going to be really cool once we can get that working. So then you can do assets, materials, and then shapes all in one shot. One thing I've been sort of toying around with is giving it kind of like complicated abstract ideas, like build a castle, and it kind of gives you some like boxes and things like that. But I think what I want to do is sort of feed kind of a pre-prompt to the LLM and sort of say like, think about this structure and kind of think about what shape should be there based on there, and then do like the whole pass. But here you go. We got a lot of colored balls like that, and they're all dynamic, so they all move like that. Okay. The next thing that I want to add is add an object, do a cylinder. So we'll move this guy over here. We will name this character. And don't want to say that one password. We'll give it a material. We'll give it the blue. That's pretty. And we're going to make this dynamic so that it moves. And then we're going to give it a rotation. So, like, we get the AI to do some of this, but when I know what I kind of wanted to do, we can simplify that and just, in the editor, build it ourselves. Now, let's go and say add a script to our, what do we call it, character that uses the WASD controls to move around by adding force. And I've kind of been experimenting with this. I think this will get me the right way. And I think that's it. Generate that. So we'll let that, again, let the AI go out and figure that. So it should generate the Lua script. It should have the ability to read the game input. So that's the WASD going forward and backward. And then I'll show you the preview mode, which is kind of cool. So you can sort of, outside the editor, just kind of run the game in and of itself, sort of as a preview for what the scene should look like. And then let's check our square here, and it doesn't have a script. Why does it not have a script? Let me see, refreshing. Guess it hadn't loaded. Okay, so we see we've got the update function, the force amount, the ability to move forward, backwards, move left, move right. There's a jump. So one thing I also noticed is that this force has to be kind of big in order for it to like really move. So let's do 10,000. I think that'll give us some motion. And if we run, obviously the camera is controlled here. So let me show you the preview mode. Move this over here, and then oh, that's right. I got it. So I got to fix this with the default. So we need to have just a camera. Otherwise, it uses the regular controls. And I'll show you. So you add that camera, and now you refresh this, and you kind of get that view. So I'd like to make the camera dynamic. It's scriptable, so that should definitely be possible. And actually, let me just try that. Let's create a script on the camera that follows the character around. So what should happen here is there is a way to set relationships between objects. So we should be able to set a relationship between the camera and the character. And we'll just see what gets. It's kind of fun. All right, so refresh this. The camera is back. Now I got my WASD controls, and you can see it's moving forward. So hopefully on the screencast I'll put the characters, what the keys are being pressed. But I'm holding down S now, and I'm going back, and then SD to turn, W. Well, so it's a sphere, a cylinder. I don't know how much it can actually turn. It was easier with the spheres, but I wanted to kind of experiment with this. But you can see, like, I've got controls now, and I can move a shape and interact with the world. So let's see. Let's check our camera. A lot of spheres. This has no script, but let me refresh and just see if it didn't reload. What's up with that? I gotta figure out a way to organize that. Okay. Edit script. Okay, so we see here game object get var target. So we have to add the variable. That's an interesting bit that's missing. If target, then it's going to get the position, follow speed, and it should set the position of this. So we know we need a target. Let's add a variable. We'll name it target. It's going to be our object reference, and we're going to refer to our character. Add the variable. All right, so we've got a script that's the camera following in some stuff. We now have a relationship between the camera and the character. And let me refresh this. Oh, that's amazing. So I'm going to move forward, and you can see the camera is literally following me. And I mean, I verified the script work, but I didn't have to write any of that code. That's pretty cool. So a lot of potential for this. Let me go over here and let's just say, let's rename this to our chartreuse character, and I'll show you how to make this fun. And then we'll go here and edit this script. And we'll just have both of them run. I think they should work. Oh, all right, that's an interesting bug. Okay. Command A, Command C, cancel. Go to our chartreuse character. We're going to add the script here. Update that. Save script. Then we'll take our camera and we will set it to watch the. Let's see if our chartreuse character here. Okay. Go back to the preview mode, and it looks like it's following that. Okay, so now the sphere, just go, okay, there we go. Now we're following a refresh. All right, so you can see the sphere has more movability, and it can go back and forth like this. But you'll also notice this cylinder is not going anywhere, and that's because it's also controlled by those WASD controls. So now I can knock those out of the way. So this is really cool. Like, we've got a lot of neat features here. One last thing with the materials, just to show this. So again, I've got the bunch of colors. Maybe I don't like chartreuse. Let's do dark green, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to just change the color to something more like this. And I'm going to save that, and then it updates the materials for anything that's using that. So that's another like really cool feature of just having a bunch of materials and being able to source stuff. So I hope you can see the promise where we're going with this. This is very exciting. Things are kind of coming together. I'm beaming. Hopefully, give it a shot. app.aerogeledit.org, where you can view this, play along with it. It's currently a free plan, and play around with it. We'll see if there's any bugs. Let me know, and please like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more updates, and I'll let you know what's happening very soon. Thank you.